Walk down any supermarket aisle and you'll see it everywhere. Low carb, keto friendly, zero sugar. These labels jump out at us, promising a healthier life if we just avoid bread, pasta, and anything remotely starchy. It's as if bread and pasta have become public enemies, lurking on the shelves, waiting to sabotage our health goals. We're told over and over that carbs are the reason for our health problems and expanding waistlines. The message is everywhere, from magazines to social media. Now a potato or a slice of bread feels like a guilty pleasure, something to be eaten in secret or with a side of shame. But for centuries, our ancestors thrived on these foods. Rice in Asia, corn in the Americas, wheat in Europe. These staples were the backbone of entire civilizations, nourishing people through generations. Carbs fueled civilizations and powered daily life, from the fields to the dinner table, providing energy for work, play, and everything in between. So what changed? Why did we suddenly turn against this fundamental source of energy that once sustained us? The answer isn't as simple as carbs are bad. There's a lot more to the story than just blaming bread or rice. Our fear is fueled by diet books, influencers, and food marketers promising health if we just cut out carbs. They sell us the idea that eliminating bread is the secret to a better body and a longer life. This black and white thinking leaves us confused about what to eat, making every meal a minefield of choices and second-guessing. Is an apple as bad as a candy bar? Should we avoid carrots just because they contain sugar? The confusion is real. The truth is, our bodies evolved to run on carbohydrates. From athletes to growing kids, carbs are essential for energy, brain function, and overall health. The real problem isn't the carb itself. It's what we've done to it. We've taken whole foods and turned them into something unrecognizable. We've processed whole foods into empty calories, stripping away their natural goodness, fiber and nutrients, and replacing them with sugar and additives. It's time to look past the headlines and understand the real story behind our fear of bread and carbs. Carbs aren't the enemy. The way we process and consume them is. It's about quality, not just quantity. Let's ask, what are carbohydrates really? What do they do in our bodies and how can we make better choices? The problem is not the potato, but the potato chip. It's not the bread, but the ultra-processed version loaded with sugar and preservatives. It's time to separate friend from foe and reclaim our relationship with real food. Food that nourishes, not just fills. Let's dig deeper into the truth about carbs and discover how to enjoy them in a way that supports our health and well-being. Let's break it down. Carbohydrates are one of the three main macronutrients, alongside protein and fat, that our bodies need to survive and thrive. They play a crucial role in our daily lives, even if we don't always realize it. Carbs are your body's preferred source of energy, powering everything from running and exercising to thinking, learning, and even breathing. Every cell in your body relies on this fuel. When you eat carbs, your body breaks them down into glucose, a simple sugar that travels through your bloodstream and fuels your cells, organs, and brain. Any extra glucose is stored as glycogen in your liver and muscles for later use, like a backup battery for when you need extra energy. Carbohydrates aren't just in bread and pasta. They're found in fruits, vegetables, beans, lentils, whole grains, and even dairy products. They show up in both sweet and savory foods. This wide distribution in nature shows carbs are a fundamental part of a healthy diet, and cultures around the world have relied on them for centuries. They're not some strange substance to avoid or fear. They're a natural, essential part of what we eat. At their core, carbs are simply energy for your body, helping you stay active, alert, and healthy. Without them, your body has to work harder to create energy, leading to fatigue, sluggishness, and even mental fog. Demonizing carbs is like trying to run a car without gasoline. It's simply not how we're designed to operate at our best. The key is balance, not elimination. Choosing the right types and amounts is what matters most. Carbs are molecules made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, designed to keep your internal engine running smoothly and efficiently. They're essential for brain function, muscle movement, and overall vitality, helping you think clearly, move powerfully, and feel your best. So instead of fearing carbs, take time to understand their role in your health and how they fit into your lifestyle. The real question isn't whether to eat carbs, but which kinds to choose and how to include them wisely. Carbs are everywhere in nature for a reason. They're a vital source of nourishment for people all over the world. They're a vital, natural part of our diet, supporting growth, energy, and well-being. Let's learn how to choose the right ones so you can enjoy carbs as part of a balanced, healthy lifestyle. Next, let's see how carbs got their bad reputation. and why it's time to set the record straight. If carbs are so essential, why did they become public enemy number one? The answer is more complicated than you might think, and it has a lot to do with how our food has changed over time. The problem started when we stopped eating them in their whole natural forms and began processing them. This shift was driven by convenience, shelf life, and changing tastes. Take wheat, once a whole grain, now stripped of its bran and germ to make white flour. What was once a nutrient-rich food became something far less nourishing. This process removes fiber, vitamins, and minerals, leaving mostly starch. The parts that help slow digestion and provide lasting energy are lost. The result? Foods like white bread and pastries. Soft, shelf-stable, but nutritionally empty. They look appealing, but offer little in terms of real nourishment. Without fiber, our bodies digest these refined carbs quickly, causing blood sugar spikes and crashes. This can leave us feeling tired, hungry, and craving more. Over time, diets high in refined carbs contribute to weight gain, insulin resistance, and chronic disease. These health issues have become more common as processed foods have taken over our diets. The food industry created a new kind of food, highly processed, low in nutrition. These products are everywhere, making it easy to eat them without thinking. It became easy to blame carbs for health problems, but the real culprit is processing. Not all carbs are created equal, and lumping them together misses the point. The issue isn't the potato, but the potato chip, not the whole grain but the sugary cereal. It's the transformation that matters most. We created nutritionally empty carbs and then blamed the entire food group. This misunderstanding has led many to avoid healthy foods unnecessarily. The anti-carb message took hold, fueled by the rise of processed foods. Marketing and diet trends only made the confusion worse. But whole, unprocessed carbs are not the enemy. In fact, they're packed with nutrients, fiber, and energy our bodies need. The real problem is what we've done to them. Processing strips away what makes them healthy in the first place. It's time to stop blaming all carbs for the damage caused by a few. We need to look deeper at the quality of the foods we eat. Let's focus on quality, not just quantity. Choosing whole, minimally processed carbs can make a big difference in our health. Understanding this difference is key to making better choices. It empowers us to eat in a way that supports our well-being. Now let's see why carbs are more than just empty calories, and how they can be a vital part of a healthy, balanced diet. Your brain is an energy-hungry organ, running almost exclusively on glucose from carbohydrates. When you deprive your brain of carbs, you may feel brain fog, poor memory, and low mood. The brain can use ketones from fat, but it's not as efficient. Healthy, complex carbs provide premium fuel for mental sharpness and focus. Carbs also help produce serotonin, the feel-good brain chemical. That's why you crave carbs when stressed. They help boost your mood. A diet too low in carbs can leave you mentally sluggish and emotionally low. Choosing whole grains, fruits, and vegetables supports cognitive function and stable mood. Carbs are essential fuel for your most important organ. Don't write them off as empty calories. Not all carbs are created equal. There's a spectrum: simple, refined carbs versus complex, whole carbs. Simple carbs, white flour, sugar, processed snacks, are digested quickly, causing blood sugar spikes and crashes. These are the bad carbs that give the whole group a bad name. Complex carbs, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, beans, are digested slowly, providing steady energy and lasting fullness. Fiber in these foods slows digestion and supports gut health. Complex carbs come packed with vitamins and minerals. The goal isn't to eliminate carbs, but to shift from refined to whole, nutrient-rich sources. Choose foods that look like they came from a plant, not a factory. Quality matters more than quantity. Let's talk about how to make these choices in real life. How do you eat carbs wisely? Read the ingredients, not just the label. Fewer ingredients, more whole foods. If the first ingredient is whole wheat or oats, that's a good sign. If it's sugar or white flour, think twice. Eat the rainbow. Colorful fruits and vegetables mean more nutrients and fiber. Make simple swaps. Whole wheat bread instead of white, oatmeal instead of sugary cereal, brown rice over white. Choose whole fruit over juice for more fiber and less sugar. Notice how you feel after eating. Sustained energy means you're on the right track. Small changes add up to big results. Listen to your body's signals, not just diet rules. Focus on real, unprocessed foods. Next, let's build a balanced meal. What does a balanced plate look like? Fill half your plate with non-starchy vegetables, leafy greens, broccoli, peppers. Add a quarter plate of high-quality protein, fish, chicken, tofu, beans. The last quarter is for starchy, complex carbs, sweet potato, quinoa, brown rice, whole grain bread. Include a healthy fat, avocado, nuts, olive oil. This mix keeps you full, energized, and satisfied. Combining protein and carbs helps stabilize blood sugar and prolong energy. Portion size matters. No need for a mountain of pasta. Focus on whole, unprocessed foods over refined ones. This approach takes the fear out of eating and brings balance back to your plate. It's about variety, not restriction. Build meals with confidence and enjoyment. Reclaim your plate from diet culture. The war on carbs has left us confused and guilty about eating real food. But carbs are essential fuel for our bodies and brains. The real problem is ultra-processed foods, not the carbs themselves. The solution? Eat real food, what your great-grandmother would recognize. Focus on whole, unprocessed carbs, vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains. Eat food, not too much, mostly plants. This simple advice cuts through the noise. When you eat real food, you naturally get good carbs and plenty of fiber. Don't fear bread or fruit. Embrace balance and variety. Trust nature, not marketing. Make peace with carbs and enjoy the pleasure of eating real food. Forget guilt and complicated rules. Your body and your brain will thank you.